Oh, crikey, there's some weight in this. Oh. Hello folks, hope you're all doing well. It's a beautiful sunny day here and I've got just the job to be getting on with. Let me spin you around and show you this part of the allotment. So this bit here, I've not done too much with it. I've sort of half started to sort out this bit over here. We can see we've got some pallet collar raised beds. That sort of black plastic over there is where I had the sweet corn last year. And normally I have potato buckets on this pallet. But the good people at a company called Vegega have sent me this rather fine looking metal raised bed. And it looks a little bit different to the picture in the box. But I'll come to that in a minute because this big old mess, let's just spin round, this big old mess that you can see behind me here needs sorting out first. So this pallet, this raised bed, the raised bed's going to go over there where that pallet is in the corner. This pallet's going to go away. I'm going to create a nice big space here, and this raised bed here is hopefully going to be straight here, right in front of the polytunnel. So unfortunately, on what is possibly the warmest day of the year so far, my first job is to sort out all of this, which I'll get cracking with straight away, and I'll come back to you when there's something much more interesting to do in building the nice new raised bed. A little bit of a progress update, of nothing else, a chance for me to stop when it's this hot. You can see I've sort of cleared all this area from what it was before. We've got the pallet collar bed sort of thing moved over there, all the stuff shoveled out and turned around and said, bye, it's warm for doing this today. But we've got the box open and we'll have a quick look. So we've got let me show you the easy instructions there. Look, you can see you can do all sorts of different shapes with the kit and the assembly guide. That's them. And then, I mean, there's some weight in this box. There must be a lot of metal in there. Let me just get the first bits out for you. And there is. And let me bring it up to you straight here from the box, show you what it's like. These sort of corrugated metal sheets, and what I can see straight away is that there's sort of sticky plastic film all over them. That'll be protecting them whilst they've been in transit. We've got some interesting looking things in here as well. We've got some gloves, some white gloves. Maybe I'm going to be a snooker referee there. And some sort of black plasticky cabling sort of thing that's probably going to go around the top edge of the bed, I suspect. More bits, probably some corner braces. And of course the box falls over. There's something to learn. Don't leave all the weight on one side of the box, because when just these metal panels are in, the box will tip over. And last but not least, so a couple of metal poles, and I suspect they're going to brace across the middle of the bed. So I'm going to have a look over the instructions. I'm going to lay out all these bits. I'll peel off all that plastic and stuff like that. We'll get it laid out and we'll see how you actually go about putting one of these together. So we made a little bit of progress since the last time I was here. I have covered this whole area in cardboard, which I forgot to do earlier on, but that cardboard that I planted in the polytunnel over the winter has come up a treat, and I've put it down, and that's just going to help suppress the reeds at the bottom of the bed when we put out. So I've got most of the pieces laid out here. There is a lot of pieces in this sort of configuration I've got here. It's quite modular, so the pieces are quite small, to start with, I thought, this is a bit of a faff, peeling all this plastic off the bits, but two things actually made me think it's actually quite good. One is there isn't a scuff, a mark or anything on any of the bits of metal that have come. I suspect these have been manufactured probably in the Far East, China, somewhere like that. It's come all that way. All the pieces are in perfect condition, which is obviously marvellous. And secondly, having the small bits and them being quite modular is you can change to any different shape that's in the instructions there, whether you want square shaped, L shapes, pentagon shapes, whatever you want. The one I've got is a U-shaped, and speaking of which, it's the only shape that is missing from the instructions. But not to worry, I got my phone out, looked on the Vegega website, and indeed they have the instructions on there for doing the U-shaped ones, and they're pretty straightforward. I think that's some famous last words that I've said before when putting something together. There's basically 4 holes in each piece. They ever so slightly overlap, and in this box I've got nuts, bolts and washers, and I won't take you through me doing them. You know how to do a nut, a bolt and a washer, and it's just a case lining them up, popping them through. The important thing to remember when doing these is you do all the straight bits first, and then you fit the corners in and around at the end. It just makes it easier for construction and putting it all together. You do the corner bits first, you're gonna end up in a little bit of a pickle. So remember, get all the straight bits done first, then the corners go on right at the end there. So to save you watching me bolt together a lot of panels and nuts and bolts and things like that, I'll do a bit of filming, I'll whiz round, I'll speed it up, and we'll see what we're looking like towards the end. So, a little bit of an update, part of the way through, see how I'm getting on. A couple of things to mention first off. A big thank you to Eli and Kate, who put me in touch with this company who sent me the raised bed. I will put a link to Eli and Kate's channel down below in the description. Please go and check them out. It's absolutely wonderful. Other thing to mention, if you're interested in any of these metal raised beds and all that sort of stuff, all that stuff is down in the description down below as well. There's discount codes and links, and I mean, who doesn't like a discount code? We all like a better discount, don't we? And the other thing to mention is everything's going together relatively straightforward so far. I did bring some tools in the car. I brought a socket set and a drill driver and stuff like that, and you don't need it. They send you this little sort of hand wrench kind of thing in the box, and there is only one type of fitting that goes on it. It's a nut, a bolt and a washer, and that's it, and this tightens them. One thing that might be a bit of a tip, so if anybody's putting these together, is when you're putting the panels together, line up the 4 holes, just hand tighten the 4 nuts and bolts through the holes first before you tighten them with one of these, because the holes can get out of alignment a little bit. So one of the panels I put together there, I put 3 nuts and bolts in, tightened them individually, you know, as I was going along. Then when it came to the 4th one at the very bottom, it was out of alignment, so I had to go and loosen all the other ones ever so slightly, put it back into alignment, put the 4th one in, tighten them all up by hand, then tighten them by this. So lesson learned for the rest of the panels, tighten them by hand first, then use the hand wrench. Other than that, everything's going pretty straightforward. I'm going to crack on with the rest of this and catch up with you in just a wee bit there. And there we have it, the finished article behind me. Let me turn you around and show you this. So we've got a nice big giant U-shaped bed to go in here. It's about 8 foot this way, and the bits coming down this way are about 7 foot. I now have to find loads and loads of compost and stuff to fill it with, but once it's full, it'll be absolutely magnificent. Overall, how was it to put together? Pretty easy. It's like a big Meccano kit. Like I said, there's only sort of one type of fitting, a nut, a washer and a bolt, and that's it. There's 4 of those, go in a line like that, as you can see around there, where each of the panels meet, and a little bit extra in the corner and whatnot. And then there's these sort of these brace bars that go across here. So there's one there, one there, one there and one there, which gives everything structure. This colour here, this is the bed in the white colour. These beds do come in loads of different colours, like greens and blues and all sorts of stuff like that. But I am absolutely chuffed to bits with this. I mean, some of the things, I'll always give you an honest review on this channel. You know, if somebody sends me something to review it, just because they've sent me it to review and I don't pay for it, I'm not going to say it's good. I'll tell you the truth. But you know what? This is brilliant. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with this bed. Again, it's from Vegega, the company's called. All the details are down below in the description. And it's all, I've got a little bit of the black rubbery stuff to finish putting, just to put the trim around the top there to finish it off. But I'll do that off camera. You don't need to see me sort of faffing about doing that. And we'll get this filled up. And we'll get this absolutely chock full of veg. And let me just move down here, because this, I put it here on purpose. Let me spin you around, right? I put the bed here on purpose because I had this idea of when I got sent this bed, this U-shaped bed, that we had the polytunnel here, and you come out the polytunnel and you've got the U shape there, and you can go into the little bit of the U and you can see all the stuff in the bed. And I think it just sets everything up lovely. I mean, we've got the path down here. Needs a little bit of TLC in here. I'll get some weed fabric. So I'll actually move the cardboard from there inside the bed to fill up the bits of the bed that don't have the cardboard on it. We'll get some weed fabric down here, and we'll get some wood chip down there, and I'll be looking absolutely smashing, but I'm chuffed a bit. I'm so pleased with how this looks, because I've seen other people. I think it was Danny at the Grapevine Garden I first saw with the metal raised beds, and I looked at them and I thought, oh, they look so nice. And I've never gone about getting one before, but when I got the opportunity to get one, I thought, yes, let's have one, let's get it built and see what it's like. So I am pleased as punched with it. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed that. Dead simple to put together. Please go and look at the website down below, have a click, have a look through, see if there's anything you fancy yourself, or not, as the case may. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we will see you on the next one. Bye for now, folks.